As much as we love the crypto bull runs, the bear markets are really, really cruel. They're really nasty. They're really exhausting. They make you tired. They make you hate the space because you see your portfolio is melting. Everything is going down. Everyone's losing money. Everyone's negative. But I think that's exact time when you should be doubling down, where you should be on top of the things, where you should start contributing also to projects, share your ideas, talk to the founders, talk to the team, talk to the developers. So what I did 1.5 years ago is that I started a public investment challenge, a public Cosmos portfolio challenge. And the purpose for that is to actually navigate you through the interchain. So we did a lot of tutorials about how to use Osmosis, how to use IBC, how to use Kepler, how to navigate through all of these things. And with that, obviously, I also did that with real money, right? With my own real money. And I'm down a lot. Surprise, surprise, we're in a bear market, right? Everything is down. So my portfolio is also down, by the way. Obviously, I'm not maximizing for profits with this challenge. I'm rather using that to publicly in real time show you how I do airdrops, how I do Cosmos, how I use Osmosis and all those kind of things. We're going to be starting with the original 10K challenge and how it would perform if I would not have done anything, right? If I wouldn't have done DCAing, bought the dip, staking, compounding, all these kind of things. And we can see that my worst performer, of course, would be Juno, right? Juno got absolutely destroyed, 27 cents, 26 cents right now. And the Cosmos Hub would have only been down 68%, which is still really bad, but the rest 93, 94, even Stargaze 95%. So this is if I would not have done anything. And this is where the challenge currently stands after staking, compounding, buying the dip, some of the airdrops which are not priced in here yet. But this is where it currently stands. And you can also see that I added some of the chains here. I added evmos here. I added also XPRT persistence here. But even those are down really, really bad, right? So we can see that Osmosis through DCAing, I got it down to 69% loss right now. Stargaze at 59, and we're going to look into this in a second. Why only 59%? evmos almost 80%. Juno still 94% down. Secret 86% and persistence 85%. So those numbers are really, really bad, of course. And in a bear market, usually what's happening is that if Bitcoin goes down, altcoins dry out, they die, right? They die. But what also happens is that altcoins come back stronger, like they usually bounce much more, right? And also generally speaking, my portfolio is more optimized for cash flow and yeah, staking, compounding, increasing my coin count. That's really what I am looking at. And to be honest, that's also what I've been living off for the past couple of years now, is mostly through staking rewards from my own portfolio. So I think this is the power of crypto, the power of POS, especially in a bear market. If you can sustain and live from your rewards, like that's really, really a nice thing that Bitcoin can't do, because you can't generate any cash flow on Bitcoin. Ethereum only has 4-5%. Like you can't really do too much with that. So that's the portfolio strategy. Looking into the portfolio on chain, we can, by the way, see here this beautiful new design from Kepler 2.0, which I think is really much better UX. I know in the beginning people always have to get used to it, and at first they're really negative and whining about it because it's just different and people just have to use it for 2-3 weeks and then make a statement or provide a feedback instead of just yelling about it right away. But I think there's a lot of UX improvements. For example, if you want to claim now, you can just click here, claim all, and it will automatically claim everything, right? So I just did it. That's why it's not really showing up here a lot. But you don't even have to approve anything. Just boom, claim all, and it's done. Also, you see all your balances here. There's now a search bar finally, which is really cool. Hide low balances, so you can really see the most important positions that you have liquid. And here are the ones that you have staked. So this is really cool. And if you want to go to the web browser edition, you can go on here, Stake with Kepler dashboard, and you will be redirected to this site here. And also here you have much better visualization right now on your token allocations, your available balances, your staking, and also your liquidity pools. So I think this is a big improvement. And to be honest, I think Coupler is the best wallet in crypto, both the browser extension as well as the browser wallet itself. I think for mobile, there's extreme upside, but I think also that's where maybe Trust Wallet is absorbing a lot of the user base, because Trust Wallet is a mobile first wallet that is also now heavily expanding into Cosmos. They already added 17 chains. But yeah, I think Coupler is really cool. So definitely get your Coupler wallet set up. You can also connect it with your ledger. So you can also have your hardware device connected to it. And to be honest, it's really smooth. It's really cool. Also, I think what's really cool here is that you can see your NFTs. And this is actually also what I want to talk about in this video today. By the way, I didn't buy this Bad Kid NFT. That's what somebody sent to me a couple of months ago. Big shout out to that person. So what I actually did here is that I got myself an After the Filter NFT. And I bought that at the minting at a price of 1,600 stars. And right now the floor price is around 4,700 stars. Actually, I'm not even looking to sell it right now, to flip it. I think it's also just cool to be part of the culture. I think NFTs in the end of the day are a culture, and I love to see how Stargaze actually managed throughout the bear market since December of 2022 to ramp up volumes and NFT traction as a competitive marketplace, not even within Cosmos, but outside of Cosmos, right? So Stargaze NFTs are cool. I think Stargaze, the chain is amazing, the team is amazing, and I think they are well positioned to be one of the surprisers for next bull run. So that's really the Stargaze stuff. And I think also when you look at Osmosis, which in my opinion is still the best DEX in crypto, there's more and more features coming up. There's now also an apps segment where you get access to Mars, which is an lending protocol that just deployed also on Osmosis. We see IBCX, which is an index token that's backed by a basket of Cosmos coins. TFM, Sinfonia, Kato, fiat on and off ramps, many things. ICNS for domains, Yieldmos that you can get access to from here. Obviously also IBC front end. You can deposit, withdraw your IBC tokens from here. You can conduct swaps, you can browse pools, you can provide liquidity here, which is something I've also done. And yeah, I think Osmosis is getting better and better. Obviously, there's still a lot of things that are being refined and improved. For example, if we look also here at the Osmosis governance, we can see that there have been a couple of proposals, especially recently, about adjusting the Osmo emission schedule and tokenomics, basically, right? So, and also incentive models, superfluid staking ratios. So I think in this bear market, Osmosis is actually a little bit like restructuring for Osmosis 2.0. And that affects both the tokenomics as well as the chain itself with mesh security, as well as all the products that they have, and really become more and more of a DeFi hub in Cosmos, right? And still, I think Osmosis has relatively good liquidity. Obviously, 1.8 billion was the peak, but still 120 million is not bad. They have been going down a lot though, obviously, especially since the Terra collapse. So that was sometime around here, late March when the bear market started, and then sometime around April or something, April or May when Terra collapsed. But yeah, I think Osmo is definitely here to stay. They're definitely not going to zero, in my personal view. Of course, they can go to zero, but they are very unlikely to go to zero, in my opinion. In terms of Pstick, because I also hold XPRT in my portfolio, there's also cool things you can do here. In fact, you can see that the TVU, the total value unlocked through their liquid staking solution, is already 524,000 Atom, which is like $5 million or something like that, right? So that's really cool. You can also have your SDK Atom here, and you can also provide liquidity with that on Osmosis, on Crescent as well. And I think it's also really, really important and really good to have a variety of liquid staked tokens and providers, liquid staking providers. What Pstick does, other than some of the other chains, actually Pstick has been the second mover or even third mover, I think, after Quicksilver. But Stride was first mover in terms of launching liquid staked Atom. But Pstick could be first mover to implement the liquid staking module, which is something that allows you to instantaneously liquefy your staked Atom without having to unstake them or buy new Atom and then liquid stake them through Pstick. You can liquefy them, your already staked assets, right? And their team obviously has extensive experience in liquid staking and DeFi. And they're not only targeting Cosmos and Atom, right? So they have Pstick for different ecosystems, for Solana, for Binance. And also they have a strong network for centralized exchanges and custodians and institutions. So I think Pstick is also well positioned to be implemented as a canonical or default liquid staking provider for these centralized players. I think also the persistence chain itself, because Pstick resides on persistence, but I think the persistence chain itself is also experimenting and considering to migrate into an Atom zone or a Cosmos Hub secured chain, which, to be honest, if you look at the price, kind of makes sense because their economic security right now is really low. $67 million fully diluted valuation, and there's not really much going on right now in terms of price, down 99% pretty much from $16. So yeah, it kind of makes sense to explore migrating. And the same, by the way, is in the talks for Stargaze as well. So Stargaze is also potentially migrating into a Atom secured chain. And what I really love about Secret is their killer application, in my opinion, Shade Protocol, at least one of their main killer applications. And Shade is just a full-on DeFi suite that offers a variety of products. $8.6 million in liquidity, 650,000 daily volume. What you can do here is also you can provide liquidity. You can see all these different pools. There's like already millions in liquidity here in the Silk ST Atom pool and Silk USDC pool. So you can check that out. You can make swaps here, and you can also get Silk, which is their native stable coin, decentralized algorithmic stable coin that is packed to a variety of assets. You can actually see the breakdown here on how Silk is packed. It's actually packed to a variety of TradFi assets and fiat currencies, but also Bitcoin, right? And also gold, which is really cool. And you can see the weights here and those kind of things. There's already 3 million Silk in circulation, which gives it a market cap of $3.2 million for Silk, which is really cool. Also, they announced that on the 27th of June, they're going to do an airdrop, the remaining 70%, which you can then claim, and then you can also stake right away, because staking will go live on the 27th, and with it, the final airdrop. So Shade, I think, is really cool, really promising, very strong team. They are on Secret, which is why also this is a good thing for Secret. And yeah, I think this is the main thing about the Secret ecosystem right here. Let's talk a little bit about my two problem childs here, evmos and Juno. Both had like similar stories. I think both are going through a little bit of a restructuring right now. And in both cases, we have co-founders that exited their chain, right? So in Juno, we have Lobo, who just left. There was also some drama around Jake, who sold all his stars. And we don't know exactly. I also haven't really followed up on like who sold what and when and why and how. But it's always a bad look if one of the co-founders or like one early contributor sells all his or her tokens, right? Because that lowers the confidence, and then other people start to sell, and especially if there's low liquidity, this will affect the price. At least it will affect the psychology also from the community if they see that one of the founders is just dumping everything, right? So, but I do think that in Juno's case, there's things lined up. I think more on like the technical innovation side of things with mesh security, but also when it comes to their sub-DAO economy. And I think they're also trying to restructure that and see how they can maximize DAO's role here and make Juno a cutting-edge, innovative chain. Same for evmos. I think evmos also went through a restructuring. I also like to see that Forge is gaining steam slowly but surely. I think there's a lot of upside for Forge, but it is going, it's working, it's happening, right? I think this is something, especially in a bear market like this, where you want to see things moving forward, right? Even though they're not making the big steps, but they're still making one step after the other. So they also integrated revert finance here. And yeah, you can conduct swaps here. You can see the pools here. But again, I think the liquidity is still relatively low. So 3 to 6, we're probably talking like $1.5 million or $2 million here or something. Not even $2 million. But yeah, this is cool. I think also they're trying to bootstrap here the liquid staking economy and be a liquid staking DEX first. So yeah, this is really cool. Based on a Uni v3 fork, by the way. So yeah, that is Forge. Slowly and surely gaining steam, but yeah, still a long way to go, both for Juno and for evmos, but also with the emissions going down over time and some of the non-committed team members or founders being washed out, I think that opens the doors and has room for new people to join. But yeah, that's it for today. I think if you have any further questions, any details about any chain that's part of that investment challenge, or any cool feature, or any questions also around the Atom Economic Zone, there's a lot of things going on there. Obviously, that's where I'm mostly up to date with, because the Cosmos ecosystem itself is just growing so fast on all ends. But yeah, that's it. I hope you enjoyed this video. Stay safe, be good. And again, the purpose for this is not for anybody to copy trade. The purpose is to just stay up to date in all things Cosmos, to also see firsthand and in real time how I do all these things, how I navigate through the interchain, how I deal also with NFTs on Stargaze or liquid staking or consumer chains, right? All these kind of things. So that's it. I'll see you guys in the next one. Stay safe and be good.